Imagine this, over $175 billion in real estate grants. You don't have to pay your mortgage, you don't have to pay your property taxes, you don't have to pay your insurance, no credit damages, no penalties, no evictions. Extensions are added to the back end of your mortgage term, and to top it all off, you have 12 months of no payments. How would that sound? Now check this. Over 36% of households are renters. Harvard studies say that the majority of renters spend over 30% of their income on rental payments. And this HEROES Act stimulus is really trying to be a hero. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the HEROES stimulus package and what this means for all of you. Something important to know is that this bill was just passed on May 15th, 2020. The vote was 208 to 199, and now it'll go to the Senate. What this package consists of is $3 trillion with a T. $3 trillion of relief, which is a follow-up to the $2.2 trillion that was set up in March. So the $2.2 trillion CARE Act that was passed in March, this is a follow-up to it because the CARES Act, it had some negative things about it, it had some flaws, and this right here is trying to fix the issues that the CARES Act had and implement them with the HEROES Act. Because as you know, everybody wants to be a hero. Now, what does this $3 trillion mean for those who have mortgages, rental payments, investments, and so forth? How will this stimulus package help? Well, this bill actually proposes $100 billion to be provided to those who are at the verge of homelessness. Now, the way they'll provide this money is with grants. So if you're a tenant or you're somebody who's not making that much money or you're at the verge of poverty, meaning that you're really on edge, you can be eligible for these grants. It is essentially free money for a renter to stay a renter without defaulting. Now, this is specifically for lower income people who are literally at the verge of becoming homeless. Now, there is a total of $175 billion that's being put aside for the real estate department. Now, we talk about real estate and that's what this channel is mainly about, so we're focused on the real estate world. $175 billion is set aside for the real estate sector. That's how much money is being provided to the real estate world from the HEROES Act stimulus. This $175 will be in the form of grants to help cover mortgages, rent, and utilities. This will help renters pay their rent, landlords to pay their mortgages, and to help out with utilities as well. And this bill is also proposing that the ban on evictions will also be extended for another 12 months. Let's just say that this bill gets passed at the end of May. From that day that it gets passed, another 12 months, you can't be evicted. No penalties can be put, no evictions can be handled, none of that stuff. The crazy thing is that this proposal is saying that if you had a verbal agreement or a drafted lease, either or, this is put into place. Now, after this 12 months, if the tenant still can't pay their rent or the homeowner can't pay their mortgage, this is by law proposing that they have to be notified and given another 30 days to vacate the home. This is honestly crazy. A lot of details put into this and it's just getting more epic. Now, what this bill also proposes is that it changed the term federally backed mortgage to covered mortgage loan. Now, this may not seem like anything to the bare eyes when you read it, but this is big. This could essentially mean that no matter what type of mortgage that you have, any type of mortgage, it would be entitled to be under this relief program of the HEROES Act. In the previous CARES Act, it was just federally backed mortgages. Now it's saying any type of mortgage. This translates to private loans, hard money loans, or any type of financing that has a credit transaction and secured by a deed of trust or a mortgage. Another crazy thing is that if you request forbearance, if you tell the banks, if you tell your landlord that you need forbearance, you don't have to have any documentation for nothing. All you gotta do is affirm, verbally or written. Imagine that. So you can literally just say, I need some help, I need some forbearance, and you don't gotta prove none of it. There's also a new treatment in this proposal which is stating every single month when you pay your mortgage, typically you pay your property taxes and insurance if you have your money escrowed. If you don't, you pay it at the end of the year in one lump sum. But assuming that you're paying it every single month, this is proposing that you don't have to pay not only your mortgage, but you don't have to pay your property taxes and insurance for up to a 12-month period, meaning $0 an entire year. Free living, literally. It is stating that the servicers, the lenders who gave you the loan, are supposed to be able to cover it for you, front it for you, and deal with it later. In another section, it's stating after forbearance, once your 12-month period is over, it is stating that by law, the banks, the lenders, the servicers cannot change your mortgage payment amount. Meaning if before you ask for forbearance it was $1,000 a month, after your forbearance period ends, they can't change it to $1,200 a month trying to recoup their money. It has to stay exactly the same. Now, if you lost your job and you can't afford that anymore, that $1,000 you used to pay, you would have to go through loan modification, but that's for another topic. This HEROES Act is protecting your payment to stay the same before the forbearance and after the forbearance. This is honestly, I see why they got the name HEROES Act. It is actually a true hero. Now, all of those deferred payments for your mortgage, property taxes, and insurance, what this act is proposing is that it's gonna add those to the back end of your loan. Guys, this is what I've been preaching from the beginning in all my past videos. For those who are requesting forbearance, don't ask the bank to give you 3-month forbearance and pay it in one lump sum on the 4th month. I stated to ask them to add it on your back end of the loan. A lot of banks and lenders and servicers aren't gonna wanna do that because they wanna recoup as fast as they can and they wanna charge you as early as they can. So my advice was to put it on the back end of your loan. This act, the HEROES Act, is proposing that your mortgage, your property taxes, your insurance will be added to the back end of your loan. If you got a 30-year loan, it'll become a 31-year loan. Imagine, that's awesome. For the short term, you're not gonna feel that. This is truly a HEROES Act. This is something that I've been preaching, something that I'm very with, and this is something that'll help the majority of people who are going through a difficult time right now. Now, one of the many things that was negative about the CARES Act and the forbearance process was that lenders and servicers were able to report to the credit bureaus. Previously, if you requested forbearance, the banks will give you it, but what they'll do is they'll tack on a little note, and on this note it says account under forbearance. I know people personally who got their credit hit because of this, and what you may not know is that in the future, if another bank sees that you were under forbearance one time, I'm sure it's going to affect you to getting a loan. I'm sure they're going to feel like you're not that confident whenever things get shaky in the market. I'm sure they're not going to be that excited to see that. So that little note is very negative, and on the CARES Act, they were able to report to the credit bureaus and able to put this little note. This new HEROES Act states that no reports can be made to the credit bureaus. The CARES Act, you were able to report. The HEROES Act, you cannot. Now, this is a huge fix to the CARES Act because the CARES Act now is actually going to negatively impact a lot of people's credit. Not only credit, but future history when they try to get loans. The HEROES Act is solving that problem. These packages, honestly, that get released are like cars. I feel like when you have a 2020 car and it has a recall on the engine, the 2021 car that comes out doesn't have that recall anymore. The CARES Act came out, had a lot of problems, recalls, and now the HEROES Act comes and it's fixing all of those problems. And that's the beauty of what's happening right now. Now, there you have it, guys. That's the HEROES Act stimulus summed up in very simple and short wording. For all of you who are interested in the real estate world, this is the benefits that we will get as real estate agents, as landlords, as renters, as tenants, as everything in the real estate world. This is the benefit that we will get, is $175 billion dispersed to the real estate world to be able to help everybody with what's happening right now. I'm personally a real estate agent. I see so much things happening with my clients, with my personal self, and with things that are just happening of payments not being received, of payments not being made, and it's just crazy. So this right here, this HEROES Act that's been passed and off to the Senate, let's see what happens. There's no guarantee it's going to get approved, but let's just see. A lot of things are work in progress. A lot of things are being released, so only time will tell right now if this gets approved. And if it gets approved, there's a lot of upside from this, but of course, you got to go through the whole hierarchy, so let's see what happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you got any value, please don't forget to hit the like button. And most importantly, every single week I upload real estate, business, and finance content. So if you like this video, my previous videos, then hopefully you're going to like my future ones. So click that subscribe button and stay in touch with all the videos I upload. I'm staying up to date. I'm staying consistent with it to be able to give you guys the most up-to-date information. Here we have it, the HEROES Act, and I'll keep you updated on what happens and if it gets passed. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video, and I'm out.